can see there are so many of these mystery bags here. Now these are all £10 each with I think 3 items in. I was with 3 people, so I had offered to buy them each a bag and I got one for myself, so that's £40 spent at the first stall. First up was Jordan, and she picked the Harry Potter surprise bag. First up was this Harry Potter tiny little notepad, and this is selling for £10 reduced on Amazon. Straight away, there is the value of that bag. Next up were these tiny little Harry Potter socks squashed into a tiny sock shape. So I listed both of these on eBay for £10, and that is my money back from this bag already. So there's one more item in here, and this was Harry Potter Mini Trivial Pursuit. From what I can see on Amazon, this is £6 brand new, so you're probably going to sell this on eBay for maybe £3-4. I listed it for £5 with free postage, and obviously if that all sells, there's £5 profit to start with on the first bag. So some of you guys might not realise, but this is the video I uploaded around a month ago. So this is pretty much just a little update video for you guys. So I'm going to let the clips play out, and then I'm going to update you exactly on what's sold. Now there has been a couple of items sold, so make sure to keep watching till the end to find out if I've actually made a profit on all these mystery boxes yet. But unfortunately on this first Harry Potter mystery bag, no items are sold. So we're still on £0 for sales. So Marco here got a Batman bag, and he picked this based on weight. This bag was really heavy. So the first item was a hardcover Batman comic book. So looking online, this was about £8, so I've listed it for £7. I did put postage on this one just because it's a little harder to post due to the size. This next item is really strange. We didn't even really understand what it was, but it was like this tiny little Batman like miniature figure case magnet. You can see here Marco opened it up because we were really confused, and there's just like loads of layers to it. You lifted that bit up and then you opened the box, and you can see a little Batman Hot Toys collectible figure, but it's just like a tiny little box. I couldn't really find this online again, so I just listed it for £4. But what I will say about these mystery bags is that they are very oddly specific items that someone must be looking for online. They're not a general thing that people will want, like shoes. Everybody needs shoes. Anyway, the final item was this Batman notebook. Once again, this was really nice quality actually. It felt like sort of leather and was much bigger than the Harry Potter notebook. But you can see here £9 on Amazon. I've maybe slightly overlisted it here with £10 with £3 postage, but I think my idea here was £9, send out offers for maybe £7 so people feel like they're getting a bit more of a deal. Most likely we'll need to reduce this one in a few weeks. So if I sell all of this for the price I've listed, the total value of this bag was £21, so we are shockingly potentially making a profit. What am I even saying? I've literally not even sold a Batman item yet, so it's £0 sales still. I need to make one quick. Next up was Imogen with her anime bag. First item was these little Naruto pins. Now these are the first item that have sold. I think I maybe sold these for a little bit too cheap, but they went for £5 because I kind of just wanted to get some of my money back. Next up was this. I don't even know what this is. I don't know much about anime, but it's some sort of acrylic stand. So this is now actually sold for £8, but you can see here I had it up on eBay for £10 and someone sent me an offer, so I've accepted that. And then finally was this action figure from another anime called My Hero Academia. On Amazon this was £15, so I've listed it for £9.99 with £3 postage. You can see the total value of this bag was £25. Finally, some good news. So I said in that clip just then that those 2 items did sell, which gives me a grand total of £13 so far. And also that figure that you just saw at the very end there has also now sold. I know, celebrate guys. And that has sold for a big total of £10. So that brings us up to a total sale of £23 so far on these mystery bags. However, I have spent £40 on these bags. So let's hope this last bag is going to bring me in £17 to break even. Finally, it was my turn, and I got a Marvel bag because I like Marvel films. First up was this Pop Funko pin, and this is what I was really worried about. I was begging that most of these bags were just not full of random Pop Funkos that they can't sell. Because like I've said before, there's no value in them and you just see them everywhere, and I will struggle to sell them. So this sells for around £7 to £8 brand new, so I've listed it for £7. Next up, I got this little Venom pen here. This was not even worth listing. This was literally like £2. I'm not even going to bother with it. So that was a bit of a fail there, unfortunately. And then I'll know the last item was this Pop Funko game. So at least it wasn't a figure once again, and it's a sort of card game that sells for £8 brand new. So I've just listed it for £5. So to be honest, I think I got the worst bag there. One was a pen, which just has no value in it, and the other 2 were Pop Funko items, which is probably my worst nightmare. Yeah, I can't lie guys. None of those items have sold. I literally chose the worst possible bag I could. I got a pen. How am I going to resell a pen? So at the moment I'm down to £17 having spent 40, which isn't the worst, but it's also not in profit yet. So let's keep going on to the next bags. So this store here had one bag for £20 with I think 6 items in. I tried to get a lot of variety here for you guys so that we can see lots of different items. So I went for a gaming one, which we haven't seen yet. So I paid the woman and I opened it up. So first item was this USB-C charging cable, which is quite a general product actually. Like a lot of people will need a charging cable at some point. And this is a light up cable themed around this My Hero Academia anime. And it also has some Xbox/PlayStation thumb grips with it. So you can see here it's £6.50 on Amazon. I've listed it for £6 with a bit of postage. If someone doesn't have Amazon Prime, you never know, maybe they'll go and buy it off me. Next up was this mystery Yu-Gi-Oh little figure. This was quite a cheap item, only £3 brand new from other retailers, and I've listed it for £5 with free postage. Next up was this Overwatch notebook. I didn't even bother listing this because online I looked and there's a set of them for £7 here, so this is probably only going to sell for £2 at the most, so I didn't even bother. This next item is actually quite useful for me. It's a charging station for your PlayStation controllers. The PlayStation controllers run out of battery so quickly and I'm always charging mine, so I was really tempted to keep this for myself. You can see here from the game website it is £13 brand new, but I did list this on eBay. I chose not to keep it for myself just to see how much money I could actually make doing this. So I've listed it for £10 on eBay with postage. I'm sure someone will buy that. It's probably one of the more general items that we've had here so far. 2 items left now, and we have this Crash Bandicoot Nitro mug. Now this game is a childhood favorite of mine. I loved this game and I couldn't find it online anywhere, this mug. I assume it came from like a game shop, just like the charging station. I listed it for £13 with postage, so that makes it around 15 for this mug. I don't think that's an unfair price. Then we had this little cardboard Nintendo coaster, which isn't even worth listing once again. It's literally just a cardboard coaster. It was probably worth 99p. And then last item was this weird art print. I'd never heard of this, but it's quite a nice like shiny foil art print for the Diofield Chronicles. I think it's an anime type game on the PS5, so I've just put it on for £10, but to be honest it's probably going to sell for £5. So all in all, if I sell everything for around those prices, this bag was worth £44, so doubled my money there if everything sells, which is actually quite crazy looking at this. So have I actually doubled my money here? What do you guys think? No, I haven't. But one item has actually sold in that gaming mystery bag, and that is the USB-C charging cable. And that sold for a total of £5. Let's go guys, we're bringing in that money. So now we've got a total worth of £28 of sales, but a total spent of £60. So let's keep this success rate going guys, on to the next couple of boxes. So now it's on to buy the final 2 mystery bags. So this store was cool, it had so many different mystery boxes and it literally had ones that went up to like £70. Unfortunately, I couldn't spend that much money. Maybe if I do this again next year, I'll increase the budget. But I went for this Nintendo mystery box right here because I thought Nintendo stuff is always popular. I'm sure what's ever in here will probably sell. And this box was £35, the most expensive one I bought. So now I've spent a total of £95, and currently if everything sells I'll make 117. So hey, surprisingly we might be in profit somehow. And then off camera I quickly picked up this other anime bag for £25. Now it said it was Halloween themed, and I'll be honest, this bag was incredibly disappointing, but we will get into that in a minute. So now my total spent for this video was £120. So let's find out how much money I could potentially make. Dom, we're literally not in profit. You're gonna bankrupt me. Stop buying more mystery boxes. So first up was the £25 anime bag, and like I said, this was pretty disappointing. So we had this weird Dragon Ball Z cloth, not even entirely sure what it is, if it was a cloth or a mouse pad. Then we had a little like side satchel bag themed for Dragon Ball Z, and then we had this is just the most random thing. It's like a Dragon Ball Z like paper filer. I listed them as a bundle for £12. Hopefully that'll be all right for someone for Christmas, but it's just a lot of random items really. Next up was this. I have no idea what this even was. I don't know if it was a blind bag or like that was the actual figure inside, and I have no idea what the anime was. I listed this for £10. Maybe someone will buy it. It's had a couple of watches, so maybe I've listed it for the right price, who knows. And then finally was this little plush doll. No idea what it is once again, but I looked online and I found a bundle of them selling for $120. So I have no idea if that's a good price or not, but I listed this one on its own individually for £13 with me paying for postage, so around £10 profit there. So yeah, a lot of random items there. I have no idea how long some of this stuff will take to sell, but the potential profit from this bag was £35, which is quite shocking because it feels like a load of rubbish. A load of rubbish? This is literally the bag we've had our biggest sale so far. So that little pink plushie toy, that has sold for £13. So we're now up to £41. We've now made the money back from the very first 4 round of bags that we bought. Let's go, we're making money. Well, we're not really making money, I'm still down. quite a lot. So somehow on this very last big Nintendo mystery box, we're gonna have to make £79. Let's see if we do it. Anyway, on to the final big Nintendo box. Now this one was pretty good, guys. You're gonna like what's in here. There were so many cool items. So first up was this weird Mega Man plush doll. Marco found this hilarious because look at its eyes. Like, I think it was called Monster Plushies or something. So they're obviously designed to look like this, but its face just looks so weird. I couldn't really find a definitive price for it online, so I've listed it for £15. I think that's pretty fair. If you're a big Mega Man fan, you might buy this. Next up was this metal Game Boy tin. This was good quality and officially licensed Nintendo, which was pretty good from a blind box. So £12 on a site I found here. I've listed it for 10. Now this next item was probably one of the most like well-made ones that we have here. It is a Zelda candle holder and it was made out of like heavy glass, so you know it's good quality. Couldn't find it anywhere online, but again listed it for £15, which I think is a fair price. And already we're not far off making our £35 back that we spent. Next was this little Mario cardboard wallet. On the back of it, it had retail price £15, so I've listed it for 12. Next up was this little NES pin. It's one of those little like light guns that you used to use back in the day. These pins are kind of expensive as well, so I've listed this for £13, but we'll probably take an offer at around 10. Next item was this Mario paperweight. Listed it for £10, couldn't really find it anywhere online. Then we had a little Zelda canvas, which is pretty mad to have in a mystery box. Sealed and in good quality. Someone will probably want this for around £15, I imagine. Then we had a little Nintendo cup, which I did manage to find on Amazon. Selling for around £9, so I've listed it for £6.99. Sure, someone will buy that. And inside it had a little chest thing. Now this was a weird little like squidgy stress ball thing. I have no idea, couldn't find it online anywhere once again, so listed it for £6. Maybe someone will want it. And then finally, an item that I actually missed at the time, I didn't realize it was in the bottom of the box, was this Princess Peach air freshener. So this sells for £10 on Amazon, so I've actually listed it for £10, but with free postage, so hopefully someone will take that over Amazon. But even if someone sends me an offer of like £7, I'm gonna take it. I've sold the Game Boy tin, I've sold the Zelda candle, and I've sold the air freshener. So that takes us up to a final total of £70. So we're actually still down £50. Moral of the story is don't use mystery boxes to make profit.